J.M. Van Eaton on the show not too long ago. Both of them studio drummers from back then. What was that like?
Oh, I love recording at Sun. It's just like no other place. My favorite place to record, really.
Yeah.
They changed it up now. The engineer that was there was trying to get it back to the original equipment and everything. But I haven't been back since they've got new management. But when it's in its peak, there's just no better feeling than recording right in that spot. It doesn't work if you try to record something different. When you two went in there and all these different people to go in there and try to record stuff that doesn't have the roots to it.
Yeah.
It just sounds like anything anywhere else. But when you're talking about doing that type of music, then there's no better place to do it.
Yeah.
It sure comes out.
It's funny. I sometimes watch some of these shows with my wife called Ghost Hunters, and I'm not really into it.
Oh, yeah.
And varying degrees of how much I believe in some of that stuff. But, man, when you go into Sun Studios there, you definitely feel something.
Yeah. There's that vibe, and it's can't escape it. Your hairs stand up on the back of your neck, and it's a special place. There's no denying it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like I always talk about it being the perfect storm. It was never as one place had so much talent in one period of time. Just a few short years in there in the 50s that all them people got together.
Yeah, and it was so natural just how it happened. It wasn't like he set out a blueprint of like, okay, I'm now going to discover all this stuff. It just happened.
No, you can never plan something like that.
No,
I mean it's a bit like the Stack story and all that kind of stuff, but it still, I think it was the original. It was the first, and it was nothing like the Sun story.
Yeah, it's such an amazing feeling just walking in there and realizing, man, this is where it all happened, right at this spot. It's pretty mind blowing.
It was a big bang.
Yeah. One of the projects he recorded there, just one of the best titles of all time, Delvis. Absolutely a great title.
Well, just because, he was such an influence on me early on when I was a kid watching the movies and everything. But and of course, later, I enjoyed all three Elvises, early Elvis and the movie Elvis and then the Vegas Elvis.
Oh, sure.
I liked it all.
Absolutely. I'm the same way. And varying degrees of when I've kind of really discovered and kind of dug into that. You actually had a couple projects called that, right? You had one that was you sold on the shows that was Elvis covers. Is that correct? And then
yeah.
Very cool.
And I'm telling you about your gone. Yeah, the way you misbehaving, color gone. Well, you painted me a picture of a perfect love affair. You didn't stay inside the line, but no, you didn't stay, color gone. And raise one as I go, cause me gone. Yeah, the way you misbehaving, cause me gone. Yeah, the way you misbehaving, cause me gone.
Me Gone, recorded at Sun Studios in Memphis, Tennessee, and from the album called Delvis. That's our guest, Dale Watson. Let's talk about your latest project, Call Me Insane. Let's start with the tune A Day at a Time. Tell me about that one.
Oh, okay. Well, that was pretty much my advice to myself. Just taking sometimes you got to take it a day at a time. I never thought about it, but it was kind of like out of the Bible. You're not promised tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So you better make the best out of today.
Yeah.
That's where that came from. The bills. Bills keep coming in, but they can't eat you. That's what my dad used to say.
That's true.
It's just a bill collector. The wolves can come out the door, but they can't eat you.
Yeah. That's great advice, actually.
Well, my bills are getting higher and my paycheck is getting lighter, but I'll take it a day at a time. First of the month keeps it coming up much too much, but I'll make it a day at a time. Yeah, day at a time, just a day at a time. I'm getting by, but barely getting by. No one knows about tomorrow, that old sun just might not shine, so I take it a day at a time. Then I'll take it a day at a time. Sure enough, that day would end, then a new one would begin. Looks like I've made it day at a time. Yeah, day at a time, just a day at a time. I'm getting by, but barely getting by. No one knows about tomorrow, that old sun just might not shine, but I'll take it a day at a time. Yeah, no one knows about tomorrow, that old sun just might not shine, but I'll take it a day at a time.
Jonesin for Jones. Obviously, about George Jones, unfortunately passed away a couple of years back. Again, so important to remember our roots, and George is one of those guys.
I wrote it about 3 days after George passed, and it's one of the things on stage where a Continental Club, just messing around, just wanting to sing something, and it was one of them songs that just stuck. It definitely hit a chord with a lot of people, and it grew into the song it is now. But the frustration was, I think, soon after that, the CMAs came on and the award show, and they gave 8 minutes to Lenny Kravitz to do a song. But when George Jones' life, they gave him like 80 seconds.
Oh my goodness!
A tribute George Jones.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, that just tells you right there that there's a problem.
Well, it is. And, I love, again, going back to the Ameripolitan thing and being part of a music industry that sees stations programmed by music consultants and people that are just looking at statistics and what might be testing well and forgetting the human element. And Ameripolitan remembers the human element because you're going right to the humans. You're going right to the people. And it's obvious that they love this music.
Yeah, that's, I think you can't grow. I borrow a thing out of my own song, is you can't grow if you rip the roots out,
Sure.
That's what Ameripolitan is all about, is showing that, I wish that more of the older artists would jump on this bandwagon with us and really champion it for us, because it makes a difference. You know, it makes the younger artists feel good about being a part of it.
Yeah.
You know, knowing that we've got some sort of validation. And that's the beautiful thing about, you know, Wanda Jackson, Red Simpson, Billy Joe Shaver. All these people do help validate the movement, you know.
Sure. Absolutely.
Oh, I'm jonesing for Jones since George Jones is gone. How I love to hear that hustle moan. I'm jonesing for Jones since George Jones is gone. Thank God that his music still lives on. When I heard White Lightning, it sure made me glad. I heard him sing the Grand Tour, always made me sad. I'm jonesing for Jones since George Jones is gone. Thank God that his music still lives on. I heard the races on, it sure made me smile. He stopped loving her today, always made me cry. Yeah, I'm jonesing for Jones since George Jones is gone. How I love to hear that hustle moan. I'm jonesing for Jones since George Jones is gone. Thank God that his music still lives on. Yeah, by George, his music still lives on. Oh, why, baby, why you leaving, George? We're still doing time. A picture of us without you, just staring at this window up above, at the tall, tall tree. Oh, I think she still cares, George. We all do. That's right. Her name is. Sure miss you, no show.
It's the second annual Nashville Boogie Vintage Weekender.
It's a Nashville boogie, boogie to the break of dawn.
May 12th through the 15th at the Opryland Hotel and Nashville Palace in Music City, USA, Nashville, Tennessee. Musical guests include Reverend Horton Heat, the Queen of Rockabilly, Wanda Jackson, the Blasters, Hoagie Lafarge, and over 30 more artists including Dale Watson, James Infill, Slim Jim Phantom, Tibbs Preston, Levi Dexter, the Planet Rockers, Marcel Bontempi, Big Sandy and his Fly Right Boys, the Go-Getters, Rosie Flores, Woody Pines, Hillbilly Casino, Chris Casello, and lots more. And don't forget the Western Roundup Fashion Show by Riley Reid, the Pinup Pageant by Bernie Dexter, and the Indoor Pre-1972 Car Show, and the Sunday night grand finale party at the Grand Ole Opry featuring Chris Isaac. It's the Nashville Boogie Vintage Weekender. For tickets and information, go to NashvilleBoogie.com, and we'll see y'all here. This is Jammin' James Riley, and just a moment ago we heard Jonesin' for Jones from the album Call Me Insane by our guest, Dale Watson. My wife, this probably wasn't the best introduction to your music, for months. Usually in the mornings while we're grabbing coffee, I'll just blurt out. I'm much more of a morning person than she is. I'll just start going, hot dang, it's a beautiful, it scares her half to death. And so When she meets you in Austin, she'll either shake your hand or slap you. I'm not sure which one, but
Right. Okay. Well, I hope it's either one. I'll take it.
yeah, I'm sure. Oh man. Well, hey, do you have any requests for the show? If you had to pull out a rockabilly request, do you have something you'd like for us to hear?
Absolutely, Carl Perkins.
Man, I tell you what, I just had Billy Gibbons, another Texan, on there. He requested Carl.